Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is my first video of 2019. Kind of wanted to do things a little bit different this year. I always say this, but I really do want to get into this a little bit more consistently. Why I wasn't very consistent, it's because when I get on the camera, I always kind of feel like I have to do the most. Like if I don't get on here and I don't create this like dramatic, dark, bold, like on trend type of look, then it's kind of pointless. Like I just wasted my time. This year I wanted things to be a little bit different, and I want to be just more myself and do my makeup how I actually wear my makeup. Most of the time I would get on here, do a bold look, and then remove it and then apply my makeup for the day. So that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to come on here and be 100% myself. Doing that, I will be posting more videos because I won't feel like, you know, I don't have time to make a video because I actually have somewhere to be or whatever it is. The older I get, or I don't know, the more mature I get, I guess, like I want to spend less time doing my makeup. I want to enhance my skin and enhance my natural features to kind of give myself that more fresh, that more youthful look. And who has an hour a day? Like, let's just get real. If you have a full-time job, maybe if you have kids, or just don't necessarily want to spend that much time wasted on doing your makeup. So I want my channel to be more of a lifestyle type of channel. I do love makeup, so it's gonna stay like a makeup channel. And then just self-care in general. I just want to show you things that I'm in the process of learning, or I'm trying to figure out, things like that I'm not an expert in, but I'm just like you guys. I just want you guys to know that I'm just a regular girl that is trying things out for the first time. A full face of makeup might still be in my channel. I feel like that might be something that I will just spontaneously would just want to get on and do. I'm definitely not saying it's not gonna happen anymore, but I think these like more simple, quick makeup looks are gonna be more often because that's just who I am. And in a lot of ways I feel like it's a lot more relatable, so I hope that you guys kind of like the new transition that I want to take my channel. So hopefully you see a lot more of me. And yeah, with all that being said, let's just get into the tutorial. This look is the look I'm wearing, so I just wanted a look that's gonna be like really simple. This is the type of look that you can take anywhere. It is definitely more focused on skin, so you know, obviously the eyes and the lips are very simple, and this is a look that I would wear like every day. So I hope that you guys enjoy this, and let's get started. This is the type of look that's definitely going to be more focused on skin and just keeping the skin looking soft and glowy, but at the same time really clean. As you can see, my skin right now is a little, it had its situation happen. The last couple days were like that time of the month, so I did have a couple of breakouts, and I did something really bad and I tried to squeeze them, so I shouldn't have done that, and now I have these like kind of big old scabby marks on my face. But it's okay, we're gonna hide them and we're gonna make it look like they were never there. Okay, so all I've done so far is just cleanse my skin. I've been using a lot of exfoliant products lately, so I'm trying to kind of smooth down the texture of my skin. So what I'm gonna go into is the Pharmacy Honey Drop Lightweight Moisturizer, and this moisturizer is one of my personal favorites. This brand is very natural as well, so you're not feeling like any harsh ingredients on the skin. What I like to do is kind of just warm it up on the palm of my hand, and then what I'm going to do is just start pressing this on my skin. Eye cream is something that is very important to me as of lately. I started to see little lines, but you know, when you start kind of to see lines that you had never seen before, and now I'm doubling up on my eye cream. I'm going to start off with the Sunday Riley Auto Correct, and you just need a tiny, just kind of follow along the orbital bone here. And then I'll kind of do like this little tapping motion just to make sure that I kind of stimulate that area really well. The eye cream that I'm using has a little caffeine, so it already is going to stimulate and depuff and brighten under the eyes. After that, I'm going to go into my Volition Helix AM PM Eye Gel. It does have a different texture than some of my other eye creams because it's almost like... it kind of reminds me of like a primer. But the reason why I like this one is that if you do have any sort of lines under the eyes, this does a great job of kind of filling those in. So it kind of is like a little primer for the under eyes. I have my bag of makeup here with some goodies. I normally don't wear primer, but I really do like this one because it has a little bit of a radiance to it. So when you are going for a more natural look, radiance and glow gives the skin a softer effect, so it even makes it look a little bit more natural. And I'm just going to start applying this to the higher points of my face. I mean, you guys know, anywhere where you want your just skin to glow. I'm going to take my Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation, and I know you're thinking to yourself, why are you using a matte foundation if you're trying to go for a glowy, more natural look? But matte foundations are fine, especially if you are a little bit more oily, because these don't have oil to them or any shine at all, so you're a little bit more in control of how much glow that you want to add. If I was going to add a foundation that does have more radiance to it, then maybe I would have skipped this step. And it's fine to kind of take those shortcuts, of course, but I actually like the way that this foundation sits on my skin. So, you know, to each his own. I feel like I kind of found a routine that works for me. If it's going to keep my makeup on lasting longer and look better, why not? So I'm going to squeeze maybe about like a pump and a half on the palm of my hand. And then I'll go into an oil. I'll just go in with like the Josie oil. And this one, I'm just going to do maybe like 2 drops. I'm going to pick up a brush, and I do want to kind of mix that up on the palm of my hand. As long as your hands are clean, of course. The palm of your hands are always going to be like your best mixing plate or whatever it is, because the palm of your hand doesn't have hair follicles, so it's not going to absorb your makeup, and it's also going to keep your foundation nice and warm. So, and then of course before I apply it, I want to make sure that my product is already mixed together. I like these type of brushes a lot better than like your traditional foundation brush, because they're a lot softer, and I prefer my foundation brush to not be as dense. I do like to just go over my eyelids. That kind of saves me a step, and I don't have to use eyeshadow primer. Okay, I think that pretty much is good. I think it's important to think of your foundation more as like a product that's going to even out your complexion, and the concealer is what's going to do like the actual covering. So if you just think about that, it might help you not apply or over apply foundation. I'm going to go in with the Maracuja Creaseless Concealer from Tarte, and I'm using Medium Honey. So with my concealer, of course, I don't want to over apply product, but I still want to kind of brighten my skin. So I'm just going to go all the way up here. What you want to do is stretch it out as much as you can. I'm going to kind of go in, pick up a little bit for my under eyes, and even hit those areas that I want to highlight. So kind of around the jawline. I like my products to settle on their own before I go in with any powder, and that way you have a lot more control on how much powder to use. So you might not even need as much powder as you think you need. So just kind of let that rest for a little. I'm going to take a second concealer, and I'm just going to like hit those areas of my face that need a little bit extra coverage. This is a pretty full coverage concealer. I'm just going to take a small amount, and I'm going to go in, conceal those areas. I'm just hitting those like really obvious areas. So I'm usually kind of switching between like 2 of these, but I'm always using something like this that's going to brighten my brow bone. You can use concealer if you like, and then take your highlight and just kind of trace under the brow on the outer and inner corner, and then I'll flip over to my highlight. kind of give myself a little extra glow, and then I can kind of bring that glow all the way down. Now I'm taking my Nude 6 pencil and I'm just going to give myself a little extra color and kind of flicking my brush in that direction for like a more natural look. And then I'll go in and apply my Gimme Brow in the shade 6. And just kind of go through the brows. If you didn't want to tint your brow, you can just go straight in with this one. This one here is from Nude Stick, so this is the same color pencil that I used. And on the other side, you have a brow gel that is clear, so you can just go in and make sure that your brows are held in place. And this brow gel is so good. It's one of my personal favorites. It does a great job of actually holding your brows. I'm going to take my Hourglass Veil Powder. This one's great because it does have more of like a light reflective element to it, so it makes the skin look still really soft and dewy. And because I didn't go really heavy with my makeup, something like this should be just fine. If you did add a ton of layers, like if you kind of Instagrammed your makeup, then you might have to go in with something a little heavier duty like the Laura Mercier and even do a little baking. I'm kind of pressing this in all the areas that crease up, so you can kind of go around the nose as well. I'm going to take a little bit of this Hourglass powder. This is Luminous Light. So now I can start to add a little bit of glow back to my complexion. And all I'm going to do is kind of just press that on my cheek area. So my next step is going to be a bronzer. Pick up a small amount. Also gives me a little bit of extra color. So you can kind of just go in very lightly, kind of pat this. My eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use my bronzer also as my eyeshadow. So all I'm doing is taking a big fluffy brush, just going right into the crease of my eye. So for the eyes, because we are skipping eyeliner, I'm going to make sure that I curl my lashes really well. Curling your lashes is like game changing, I swear. It opens up the eyes without having to really do much. I don't press really hard, and I kind of do these like little pumping motions. I'm going to pick up my favorite mascara. The trick to mascara to make sure that your lashes don't clump up and look really beautiful and as natural as possible with, you know, mascara, is to never over apply mascara. So I usually just take one dip, and that's enough for both my top and my bottom lashes. So I kind of start off by adding one quick coat, and then I'll kind of just keep going back and forth. Sometimes I'll get mascara on my lid, I just can't help it. So then I'll just kind of go in with my brush and kind of try to like even diffuse that out, give it like a purpose. Last year I started to wear blush. Blush was never a step of mine ever. I actually did not like how blush looked on me. I felt like, I don't know, it just like, I wanted my skin to just be like bright and contoured because I was more into like that really sculpted dramatic look. But ever since I started getting into like very soft, glowy, more natural, like almost like that effortless look, I started to love blush. I'm actually gonna go pretty bright. I do prefer a nice warm bright blush. So I'm gonna use this one here from Kevyn Aucoin. This is the shade Sunset. You have like your highlight and a blush on one side, so I like to kind of just go in, mix the two together, and then I want to tap off my brush. I actually do prefer a lot of blush, so I'll just kind of go in until I feel like, you know, it's enough. I'm taking the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is just the one that's scented like cherries from the Cherry collection, but you know, just use your favorite. kind of lock it all in. So what better gloss to apply with a kind of soft glowy look than our Fenty Gloss Bomb. I would only wear matte lipstick for the longest time, and now this is like my favorite thing. It's just glossy clear lip. I'm going to pick up a little bit of my Laura Mercier translucent powder because I do this all the time. I always over apply the glow in the worst areas. Just get a little carried away sometimes with the highlights, which is okay. I feel like we all do it. So at the end of the makeup, I'll just take one last look and see like where I need to mattify. And for me, it's this area around the nose. Like, I love the glow. I just can't have glow in this area because my skin just looks shiny. Like, it looks oily. So this is the finished look, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you are into these more simplified type of looks or you guys would like to see those bolder looks. So until next time, love you guys.